Hi again, everybody, and welcome to week two. And week two's video. This video is going to cover the readings and the reading assignment and the writing assignment, and kind of walk you through that particular process and point out some of the things that you should be thinking about while you're going through the process. For this week, the readings are part 2 and chapter 5 of the Prothero book. I realize that this is quite a bit more reading than last week, but this will be the major reading assignment of the semester. So once you chew your way through this, it's going to be pretty smooth sailing after that. For your writing assignments, on by May 15th, you have the online reading response forum to complete. That is the second one, so you can click right on the link on Moodle to the second online reading response forum, and respond to the prompt, and then respond to one of your classmates' responses. Lots of responding going on. And also, beginning of next week, the draft of response paper number 1 is due, and that's by 9 a.m. on Monday, May 17th. So I have that's due next week, but I have that up there just because you need to be thinking about it and working on it probably by the end of this week to have it prepared for next Monday morning. And you'll see that there's a link on Moodle there to upload your response paper to the peer review form, and I will cover that in this video, just so you're prepared for that. So first, let's talk about the peer review assignment, which is coming up next week. No, actually, let's start with the paper that's going to be due, the draft that's going to be due next week, and look at the project description for that. So if you scroll up to the top of your screen on Moodle, you can take a look at the response paper's project description, and it's relatively short because I think it's pretty straightforward. You will be writing 2 response papers this semester. The first paper will be in response to Stephen Prothero's book, Religious Literacy. The second paper will be in response to the readings from weeks 3 and 4. 3, really? Or 4, I mean. The purpose of these papers is to provide you with an opportunity to analyze and respond to the readings and online discussions we have been having in preparation for the final analysis paper. So this is part of the process of developing ideas for the final paper. For each paper, you will attempt to make some sense of the readings and discussions and to formulate some sort of thoughtful response to them. For instance, after reading Prothero's book, you might decide your experiences contradict his findings, that most religious Americans know very little bit about their religion. You might therefore summarize a few of his more important contentions, then offer a response to those contentions that bring them into question. Basically, what this paper asks you to do is find something within the readings, an issue, an idea, a topic, an argument made by the author or authors, and respond to it by, one, summarizing the position taken by the author or authors, and then providing some sort of response that is reasoned and reasonable. In other words, you are going to construct an argument in support of your response or your position on the issue that you choose to summarize from the readings. Each paper will be formatted in APA style. For these 2 papers, that will include a cover page but no abstract. There is a link on Moodle that will take you directly to a website that will show you how to format in APA style, and it'll show you how to do a cover page, and will show you the parameters for what the paper, the actual body of text of the paper should look like. Each paper will be between 800 and 1,000 words, and each paper will be written to persuade a skeptical audience of your peers. So you can assume that people have read the book, or have done all the readings, so you don't have to summarize every little detail, but just include enough to remind your reader about what that particular position was taken by that was taken by that author. And the due dates are, of course, on Moodle. As I said in a previous video, it's best to think of writing as a process. And maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't notice, I gave some specific details in my project description that maybe haven't heard of in the past. One of them being that the paper is to be written to a skeptical audience of your peers. And even though this might seem like an unimportant little detail, the point is that I'm providing an audience for you. All writing has some audience in mind, even personal journals. A personal journal has the writer, him or herself, as the intended audience, but pretty much all other sorts of writing have specific audiences. And writing is most effective when we analyze and understand who that audience is and construct our text to best suit the needs of that audience. A very simple example would be, say I went on a fishing trip with my brother and Uncle Frank last summer, and I'm writing an email to my brother about it just to reminisce, and I write in that email to my brother, "Hey Tom, do you remember last summer when we went on that uh, that fishing trip with Uncle Frank, who is Mom's brother?" That particular detail, who is Mom's brother, would probably make me look somewhat foolish in the eyes of my brother, as of course he's going to know that Uncle Frank is Mom's brother. For me to include that detail kind of makes me look silly, and is going to make him kind of question, I guess, my ability to communicate well. So one of the things that we're going to be working on this semester, and that at least we're going to think about quite a bit, is writing for particular audiences and doing so effectively. So that's why I gave that little detail. Also, one of the things that we have to do as good writers is we have to learn to understand the situation that we're in. We'll call it the rhetorical situation that we're in, and within any given writing situation or rhetorical situation, there are parameters. And the specific parameters for for these response papers have to do with formatting and APA style, length, and so when I say it's between 800 and 1,000 words, I mean between 800 and 1,000 words. You need to be able to fit your work into that amount of space, which is pretty typical in academic writing as well as professional writing and most sorts of writing. I mean, if you think about even text messages, there are 160 characters that you can use in a text message, so this is not an uncommon thing. And then, of course, understanding audience. So anyways, that is all part of the process that I'm having you go through this semester, and I just wanted to make sure that you understood why I included some of the details that I did. Okay, I'm going to wrap up this particular video. What I will do is I'll talk about the peer review forum in next week's video, and so you can open that up early next week or this week when you're ready, and upload that to the forum and get started on that. So, as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Look for me kind of bouncing in and out of the online reading responses, and good luck. I can turn the video off.